What's up everyone, Matty Cuds here. This is my first video in a 6-part series on the newest zones the Living World Season 3 in Guild Wars 2 has to offer. If you enjoy watching the video, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, leave me some comments down below, let me know what you thought of the video, any ideas on things and content that you would like to see in the future. With that, we're going to go ahead and jump right in. First up, we got the Bloodstone Fen. You start out in an airship in the beginning of this chapter of the world season. It gives you a nice overlay of the zone, which I really liked. Heart of Thrones did the same exact thing. So right off the bat, you get a good look at almost the entire zone. With this being the first chapter, the zone's pretty small. All 6 zones are pretty small, but this one has no heart quests in it. It's just point of interest, vistas, and waypoints. There's only 3 vistas in it. There's some mastery points. One of them, you're going to need the ley line gliding skill, the final skill in your mastery points for gliding, to get one of the mastery points down deep in the chasm. The nice thing about this map is there's a lot of gliding in it. There's some castles, there's a lot of islands that are floating, so if you're into the gliding around and jumping and pretty much navigating your way through the air, this is definitely the zone for you. You can't really get to every part just by walking. You have to do some sort of gliding. As you see as we're going through, there's all sorts of air drafts all over the place that you can utilize. Through that, this is the first zone that introduces also unbound magic. Pretty much it's a currency that you can use to buy crafting materials for legendary items. So pretty much throughout this video we're going to go through, we're going to look at 3 of the vistas that you can discover in this. We're going to look at a couple point of interest. At some point, or at multiple points, I'll be zoning back and forth through the waypoints so you can kind of see where those are. You'll get an idea for how deep this zone actually goes down. There's multiple layers to it. Right now we're up in the sky on some floating islands. There's a ground layer. There's an underground layer, upper and a lower part to that. So when you go underground, there's an upper part, and then the pit goes deeper to pretty much the bottom of it. As we go through, I'm also going to be doing multiple boss fights. In this video, you'll actually see me fight the Unbound Guardian, which is essentially this zone's top boss, mini boss. It can get pretty hectic. I think in this one we have probably between 50 people when we get there. So when we get there, you'll see it. It's kind of like a bluish glowing dude. A lot of AoEs. You'll see me do some other mini bosses. Pretty much everything in this zone is just AoEs. That's like kind of a common theme with the Season 3, is the amount of AoEs is sometimes hard to manage because there's so much of it. Even just going through the story mode, some of the boss fights there's so much AoEs you can't dodge them all. So I think that's like the big theme in this story as far as mechanics on fighting, is just massive amounts of AoEs, and hope you can dodge as many as you can. While you're doing this map, if you're in it for the events, the boss fights, definitely you're going to want protection from condition controlling, or character controlling, sorry. So anything that'll remove any conditions, anything that will break stun, break knockdown, anything like that, you're going to want a ton of it. Alright, so for the rest of this video, you're just going to pretty much see me going around while putting fast forward a little bit through the boring parts, and it'll be pretty much, I'll stop on the vistas, let you guys kind of see those. I'll show you the paths, show you the waypoints, and then you'll see some of the boss fights that you can take part in this map. Alright, I hope you have fun. And that is Bloodstone Fen. All in all, not a whole lot to it. You got 3 vistas were the big points for me. You have some point of interest, some waypoints, a couple mastery points, not a whole lot. It's a pretty simple map. Like I was saying earlier, there is no heart quests in it. So pretty much you're in this zone to do the story mode or to farm events, and that's about it. Or to just enjoy the scenery on here. I personally, this is one of my favorites. I just like the aesthetics of the zone. I like the whole floating islands, blood crystals, and all that good stuff. This is the chapter 1, so this is kind of introducing you to all 6 chapters. So that's, as far as I can tell, probably why it's so small, why there's no heart quest or anything like that. It's just kind of getting you into it, how it all works. As you go through, there will be more heart quests. It's kind of a little bit weird. You'll go through the story, do some heart quests, and then when you go back to the zone, you have to redo some of the heart quests. I don't know if it's a bug or something that ArenaNet intended, but just expect that when you go through. In the future videos, like I said, I'm going to be covering all the chapters of the seasonal story. And we'll be doing this to give everyone a feel for how each zone is, where the vistas are, and the jumping puzzles. If you like what you saw, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Leave me some comments. I also stream on Twitch and YouTube also, and I have a Twitter. You can follow me on that if you want. It's same tag, Matty Cuds, at the end of any of it. And I look forward to seeing you all in the future. Until next time, have a good night.